privately owned stores in New York City. And what they have to do is also stunning because of Democrat leadership in New York. Here's a guy from out of state. He comes into New York. He wants to go into a store and buy something. Now, he's from one of these flyover countries in the middle of America. He says it in the clip, but I don't remember what it was. Might be Montana or Minnesota or something. And he's totally vexed. He's completely bewildered with this concept that he has to pay before he even goes into the store. Now, of course, you would wonder, what? That isn't how stores work. In New York, that's how stores have to work because they rob them blind. Now, imagine a government-owned supermarket where any gadgetry like this would be considered racist. You can't have the government running a supermarket that has racist things like locks on the goods or you have to pay before you get in. These poor people don't even have IDs. How are they going to pay with a credit card? They don't have IDs to get a credit card. So sad. That's why when you ask ID to vote, it's racist. So this guy is completely perplexed by the idea of paying before you can even walk into a store. Watch this.
Order my mother, I never seen a store where you had to pay to get inside, and then when you pay to get inside, you gotta pay to get whatever you want. Miss, why I gotta pay to get inside the store? What type of shit is this? What's going on? Why I gotta pay to get in?
Where are you from?
I'm from Montana. In Montana, we don't gotta pay
Where
to get inside
is you
the store.
from?
What's New York? What's this about? Like, if I tap my card, is it gonna open? How you gotta pay to get inside the store? What? Order my mother, I never seen a store.
Where is you from? Now, that's a privately owned place, and look who's working there. Now, imagine a city-run supermarket and what they would be like. She's in a private establishment saying, where is you from? Oh, Christ. So, you take that with you, New York City. You run with it. You vote tomorrow. And I'll tell you right now, Zohran Mamdani, you vote for him to be the Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City because you deserve every fucking thing you get if you vote for this guy. Everything you get. You think de Blasio is bad? Oh, de Blasio. You think Adams is bad right now? At least Adams is a former cop, for whatever that's worth. The NYPD has a lot of officers. That's the one thing that's kept them from becoming more like Chicago or some of these other shitty cities is that they have an army of police officers. Whether they're competent or not is questionable, but they do have numbers. And this guy, Mamdani, he wants to cut the police department, have people go to other agencies, go to these 911 calls. Like, remember you heard that some of these Democrats, especially in places like Seattle, and they want counselors. They want counselors to go to crime scenes and talk to the people instead of cops. How many counselors will be dead? Here is Zohran Mamdani in an interview, and he talks about wanting social workers to deal with crime in black communities. And listen to this insanity and imagine, if you will, the unbelievable crime that will come of this guy taking the reins of the NYPD and all other services as mayor of New York. Watch this.
So are you, do you think that we have to almost do without policing in certain areas which are labeled to be high crimes, to have alternative bodies, do the policing in a more
Well, there'll be bodies, all right.
compassionate, more merciful, more social,
Merciful.
assisting and helping, more than arresting and
I-
putting in jail.
I
More than just
absolutely think
arresting.
that what we need to do is give support and funding to institutions that are trained to deal with these kinds of issues. As you said, if you're having an argument with someone and there's a risk of it escalating, who is better positioned to de-escalate it? Someone who is well known in the community,
Sure.
or someone who has been trained specifically in de-escalation, or a stranger who has a gun. And we see so many situations where encounters with police, the police arrive and all of a sudden the tension rises even astronomically to what it was prior.
Right.
And I think that we need to say and ask ourselves, look at how policing is done in the suburbs, in wealthier, whiter America. When
Wider.
people make mistakes, the answer is not to throw them in jail.
No.
The answer is not to, put them in a cage and throw away the key. The answer is to try and find a non-carceral solution.
Absolutely.
Community service, something where, they learn from their mistakes. There's a sense of accountability and growth, all these kinds of things, which for many people in this country, especially black people, are not offered the same opportunity.
Well, not offered.
As you know,
They're not offered the same opportunity. Oh, have you seen some of the savages the police deal with that started out as a domestic dispute? Do you think a counselor or some social worker going there is going to be able to de-escalate? You can't de-escalate a fucking animal that wants to do harm to everybody in his wake. What do you and this guy, all he's talking about is what we already see, letting these people out of jail. No bail, no lockup. Oh, yeah, community service. Oh, that's it. I've yet to see a crime where the police were involved and had to arrest people that could have been solved with community service. These aren't mistakes. Like the white communities, you make a mistake and we're not talking about mistakes. We're talking about crimes. Not a mistake. Somebody at Starbucks puts in too much sugar in your coffee. Do the cops come in and put them on the ground and arrest them? That's a mistake. They learn from their mistakes. Don't put that much sugar in the coffee. But they're not mistakes. They're crimes. Violent crimes. And what the fuck is this guy talking about? Letting more people out of jail, taxpayers paying for more programs that don't work, that will release animals into the communities. You'll pay more and you'll get less in the way of safety and security and policing and whatnot. So again, he's all yours, New York. New York City, you have a job to do tomorrow. Pick your Democrat candidate. It's either Cuomo or this guy. And then when the election happens, you can vote for Curtis Sliwa or whoever wins this primary election tomorrow. And if it's this Mamdani guy and you all have it in your head that you want him to be your mayor, good fuck luck. I won't even pray for you. You've brought every single thing upon yourself with a simple vote. Ladies and gentlemen, there goes Monday. There's a Monday show for you. We'll be back tomorrow.